Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Corporate Pistons, episode 05.
Welcome back. Episode
Indeed.
05. So technically it's the sixth one.
You just love doing that, don't you, Adi?
Thanks to our super weird numbering scheme. Well, it's
It's
not
our own
our numbering scheme.
stupidity.
No,
It's
actually, it's partly YouTube as or no, what the software that we use as well. It's not just us, really.
for once.
But yeah.
Anyway, new
Well, because
episode, new
that
week.
yes, new episode, new week. How
Screw the numbering, we're
let's
here.
we're here exactly. Who cares?
Exactly. So, how are you,
We
Adi,
we, we
today?
were at least say again.
How are you this week? How are you today?
Uh, I am doing way better than I had thought because until yesterday, it was just a normal weekend and nothing was going on, but I didn't even know. And yesterday, after the weekend started, I found out that the coming Monday, as in tomorrow, I mean, we record on Sunday today, so the Monday is also a holiday, public holiday here in Germany, or bank holiday,
Welcome to the
as
party.
the UK colleagues would like to call it. But yeah, I didn't know this at all. I was so out of it, so that made me extra happy. So I'm doing really well today. How about you?
Nice. Well, unlike you, I knew this Monday is a day off, and I was desperately
In
waiting for
Romania
it.
as well?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Excellent.
Three
Excellent.
3 day
Okay.
weekend for the win here. And yeah,
Awesome.
I've been desperately waiting for it because this week was a bit hell on earth work-wise.
Hmm.
Fun, but also massively draining. And I could
Yeah.
really use, a 3 day chill session. The weather is properly summer, 30 something degrees, sun shining.
Oh,
So I'm ready to hit the
lovely.
beach, honestly.
Just to, you meant ready to hit the beach, right? Not the bitch.
No. Hit the beach as in seaside, not. This is an anti-violence podcast, Andy. We're not hitting bitches here. We're just
I know
hitting the beach.
that's why I'm confirming the anti-violence. I wasn't encouraging it. Oh
Well, thanks
man,
for
we're
clearing
so
that up.
getting
Yes,
canceled. We're so
it's
getting
all your fault.
canceled one of these days.
I'm surprised we made
Anyway,
it this far, honestly. Like,
I know, seriously. That's because I think like we need to ask our two and a half listeners that we have to spread the word more. I think people haven't gotten word of this podcast just yet, so I think that's what we need to do. I also met one of our listeners out of the two and a half that we know that we have.
was it your mom?
So no, my mom doesn't listen to this. She won't understand
Oh,
it.
damn.
Also, I don't know if I want my mom to listen to this, especially given what just happened.
You were just
Um,
advertising for no violence against bitches. That's a good message. She'll be proud to have raised such a son.
anyway, that's good, man. We here in Germany, the weather has been absolutely shit. It's been awful. Like it's been raining every single day. It's been gray.
Hmm.
The temperature won't go up more than like 18 degrees roughly. I mean,
Ooh.
it's okay, but it's still not the best weather, to be honest. Uh,
Honestly, it's June now. It should be proper summering now. So yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Anyway,
but at
that's
least it
that.
sounds like you have your energy levels up high. So definitely the long weekend is doing something for you. And I'm very
It
happy
is,
to hear that.
especially
I'm
when I
happy
found
for you,
out.
bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's excellent.
Welcome to the
Shall we?
party.
Shall we go to the? Shall we go to the next topic then?
Partially, I just want to make a slight automotive detour back into the world of Hector.
Yes,
In this
go for it.
ongoing segment that I'm considering renaming it to What the Heck Tour, where I talk about what the fuck Hector did in the last week. And I
What is
am
happening
proud.
to him?
Exactly. God knows what is happening to him. But I am very proud to announce that after being into the service and getting some sealing gaskets replaced and now nothing major, just some bits and bobs around the oil filter area. There are no
Yeah.
more oil leaks. I have driven him around several hundred miles this week, to like
Okay.
200-ish kilometers or so, and no oil leaks and stuff, no oil stains, no puff of smoke from under the bonnet.
Mm,
I am slightly paranoid because I did think yesterday actually I was on a bit of a mounty, twisty road, and I was giving it,
mm,
I was having a spirited drive in it, enjoying the scenery as you should.
mm,
And after one overtake where I asked of him to, move its little ass faster. Uh,
mm,
nothing too crazy, just going up to like 4.5, 5,000 RPM, so not even into the red line or so. I felt like I
mm,
could smell a bit of like oil-ish faint smell, but honestly, I don't think if that's coming from the engine or if that's just the smell of an old car heating up a bit. So it
mm,
was just a very faint episode. I need to check the oil level at some point, but honestly, I don't want to get more headaches from that. I'll just leave it till I do like 500 kilometers in it or something, and then I'll check the oil level and see how much
yeah,
oil it
makes
actually
sense.
burned. But
Yeah, makes
Hector
sense.
is improving ish.
Yay, that's good news. But
Yeah.
offline, you told me there's a new update. Hector has a little brother, so to speak.
Well, kinda, not yet officially, but yesterday I just WhatsApped my way into a situation where I bought a motorcycle. Um,
You WhatsApp your way into this. You make it sound like it's some sort of like, like financial or not financial, but like some sort of like Hollywood movie trap where you just like WhatsApped your way into this.
well,
But this is a
that's all
good
there
thing
is,
though.
because on Thursday last week I met up with a guy and I was looking to buy a motorcycle because I was supposed to get my license in 3 weeks' time, so at the end of June.
Mm, mm,
Actually, 2 days ago, I managed to pull my exam date forward by a week. So now I'm 2 weeks away from getting my exam, and I'm
mm,
properly pumped for that. So I thought, okay, time to
mm,
buy a motorcycle. So yeah, last week I met up with this guy. I saw this bike, which was very stupid because I saw a bike that I cannot legally drive or test ride because I don't have the license. Uh, I also don't know much about bikes. So, I was just sitting there looking at it like, yeah, it has two wheels and an engine. I guess it's a bike. Um,
mm,
but, luckily I had a colleague with me that is very much into bikes and he confirmed it's a decent enough deal. And yeah,
nice.
yesterday I just chatted some more with the owner, and we were talking. He was telling me all the things that should be replaced on the bike in the near future, like a new tire,
Yeah,
stuff like that. And he agreed to take
yeah,
some of those costs off the final price. I made an offer. He said yes. So next week at some point, I need to bribe my colleague to come with me and pick up the new bike because I'm still not allowed to drive it yet, but I want it. So
mm,
yeah, getting a
okay.
bike. And then that's gonna be my
That's
personality for the
fantastic.
remaining of the summer. Just letting you know,
Okay.
everything will be about the bike life after that. Like I'll
Okay,
go
fair
full
enough.
bike chav.
What the Hector will become what the Biketer or something
I'll
like
be
that.
something like what the Honda or whatever. It's still with an H. We'll figure
Yeah.
something out.
Okay, cool.
All right. So what the hell are we talking about today, Adi?
We had touched upon this a little bit in some previous episode. I already can't remember which one.
Oh yeah, out of the
We
hundreds
are,
that we did, yes.
yes, out of the 1,000 podcasts that we record and that we've recorded in the multiple ones we do every week. Uh, no,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
first, the topic is going to be finding the energy
Mm-hmm.
But before that, we still have to do like a corporate rant or highlight of the week or the day.
Ooh, you're right.
Um, yeah, so well, before we get to the main topic, I would say we should go for that.
Okay, so do you have a
Um,
rant after this week?
Funny enough, I have nothing to say this week because this week was it was busy as always. I mean, there was one evening that Thursday evening, I was actually even having a call with somebody from work at 9:30 p.m. Like I'd closed
Oh,
my laptop
damn.
at around 5:30, but then I had to reopen it around 8:45, do some stuff, and then have a call at 9:30. And by the time I closed, it was close to 10 p.m. It was a short call, it was like a 20-minute call, but it still needed to be done because the next morning I was supposed to go pick up some devices from a lab and then give it to somebody who was going to fly to UK the next morning. It don't ask. But other than that, I guess that was the rant. There we go. No, other than that, I really have nothing because even though I had to do that, I felt good about it the next morning because the customer
It
ended
was
up
done.
getting those parts. Yeah, and
Yeah.
things actually worked nicely for once. So,
Ooh, that's
yeah,
exciting.
it is. Yeah,
Um,
exactly. That's why it sort of balanced it out. So that's why I have nothing to say, really. I guess that was it. How
That's quite funny
about you?
because my rant is very, very similar to yours. So I remember, I
Yeah,
know I was talking to you offline, and I was telling you that I had a hell of a week. So my
yeah.
manager went on holiday. I somehow inherited the task of leading a task force for some urgent fuck up that was going on, and then the fuck up
Hmm.
just kept on fucking up because it became comically sad towards the end of the week because honestly, we literally ran out of things that could go bad other than the whole office building bursting into flames. I think we ticked off
Hmm.
everything that could go bad. Like there's, there were we used up the contingencies for the contingency plans. Like we were
Oh,
out of it
jeez.
and shit still happened. Like
Oh,
I was in a
gosh.
call with like some super duper high manager, and he
Yeah.
asked me for a short status update because he told me
Eh,
I don't think I understood the situation very well. Has this thing happened? And I'm like, yes. But he's like, but then we need to find a solution. Can we try this? I was like, no. And he was like, can we try that? I was like, no. Explaining why. And then he was like, but then we're screwed. And I was like, burst into laughter as well. I was like, yes, we are. That's the whole point of the meeting. Like, objectively, we're
Oh,
fucked.
God.
So
Oh,
it
God.
it was fun,
What?
but
So when you say you're fucked, do you mean like the task force was fucked, or just like everything the task force was doing was fucked?
everything that the task force was doing was fucked because no,
Fucked.
every
Okay.
time the task force came up with a solution, we uncovered two new more issues that resulted from our solution. So we were just in a
Yeah.
spiral of doom and fuckery the whole week. Um, which I personally quite enjoyed because it gave me a sense of closeness to all of my colleagues and all the managers. Because it's one thing when everything is going to shit and you're by yourself and you're stressing out. But when you look
Mm.
around and you realize, you're like on the Titanic and you realize, oh, we're all gonna die together. This is good, this is brings people together.
We can all we
So
can all hold hands and die together.
exactly, it's like I can finally get a hug I never had from my parents. It's cute. So it was
Oh
fucked up but
God.
therapeutical in a way. I'm looking forward for next week when my manager comes back and I need to debrief him on all the fuckery that went on.
Quite,
It's
quite the poetic week you've had, Bogdan. That's the only word I can think of right now for you.
But that wasn't even my rant. What I wanted to say was, amongst
Oh,
all this
jeez.
shit-uppery, I had to get hold of a guy that lives and works in India, and
Uh-huh.
he's one of the guys that actually does work on my project. Like he's really good. But I really needed
Yeah.
his support for a task where
Yeah.
only he had the expertise. I didn't, and
Mm.
I could feel like that was the kind of task he didn't really want to do. So we needed to have a short phone call as an alignment. And because of the
Mm,
time zone difference, he's like, "Oh, I can only do it till a certain point in my afternoon." And I was like,
mm,
"Okay, are you free then?" He was like, "No, busy, busy, busy." Like he was playing the busy schedule game. And then I
mm.
checked his calendar and I was like, "How about at 9 a.m. your time? Are you free then?" And he was like,
Oh, jeez.
"Yes, but isn't it too early? Isn't it like 6:30 a.m. for you?" And I was like,
Mm.
"Okay, motherfucker, fine. Yes, I'll be there. I'll schedule the call." So I had to dial in at a 6:30 a.m. call
Oh,
just because
jeez.
so that guy would be out of excuses not to take my call.
Yeah, not to help you. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. But then again,
He
he
he'll
regularly stays
never
up till
say
like
no to
8
you
p.m.
again. Trust me. He'll never say no to you again. Trust me, because now he knows like you're willing to do whatever it takes and whenever it takes.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
and
I have
he's gonna
no
respect
self-respect
that.
or boundaries. It's, I'll burn myself out just to prove a point. I'm petty like that.
No, I know, but that he'll take that. It's like when you're watching Formula One. I don't know if you watch Formula One, but if
Hmm.
it's like when 3 races ago, Oscar Piastri did an overtake on Max Verstappen,
Oh
and
yeah,
Max Verstappen is supposed to be the king on the track these days. But during that overtake, Oscar Piastri did not,
give an inch.
he put his elbow out. Yeah, he did not give an inch to Max, and Max tried to put him at risk, but Oscar Piastri did not budge. And so now, the last race in Spain. Max didn't even try that same skill, that same overtake method again on Oscar. No, sorry, in
Yeah,
Monaco 2 weeks ago. So it'll be like that. So it's good.
it's like standing up to your bully. You sometimes have to
Pretty
do it.
much, yeah. Pretty much, exactly. Cool, man. That's good. That's actually a
Okay, so
solid corporate rant highlight of the week. That's good.
corporate rants explaining Formula One terms. That's what we need to do more of. I like
Is
it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's too bad we don't have Formula One this week. It's next week,
Yeah, the one
Canada.
weekend that there's a 3 day weekend, there's no Formula One to celebrate it with.
I know. It would have been awesome.
But I
Okay,
just
shall we go to
realized,
the main topic for today?
yeah, actually, let's do it.
Go on.
Otherwise, I'll just rant
No,
about
sorry,
my
sorry.
holidays.
You were saying something. Go on.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I realized that for the whole of June, I only have short weeks ahead. Like I have a couple of Fridays off in the next 2 weeks, and
Oh, lucky you.
then it's July. So yeah, only 4 day work weeks for me this month.
Nice. Lucky you.
Yep. And now let's dive into the main topic, which is finding
Yes,
the
sir.
energy. So, what kind of energy are we looking for, Adi?
Well, uh, just following up with what happened this week, finding out that I had an extra day off on Monday that somehow gave me an energy boost. That shouldn't be the case, but it did happen. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think here we wanted to also talk about, how drained are we actually feeling after a full day's work, and like it's also going back to when you're comparing yourself to everything that goes on social media, all the
Yeah.
influencers and whatnot, where they feel like they have like 40 hours in a day or something. They go to the gym, do the groceries, do the ironing, run a business, meet friends, watch a movie, and get 8 hours of sleep somehow, all in a day's time. And I can't do that. Like I have days when I'm back from work and I'm a couch potato. Like I just drop on my couch and then doom scroll for like 3 hours on Instagram, and then I'm like, ah, shit, I should probably cook something, and then I decide to order takeaway, and then I go to bed because that's all the
Mm.
energy that I have left in me. And here, it's just to discuss a bit, like, are we all doing that? Like, is it okay and normal? Do you have days like that? And also, how do we actually manage to squeeze in some non-work activities into our lives so we have some joy and happiness for once outside of an Excel spreadsheet?
Mm. This is a good topic, actually. becoming a couch potato after work, like not having energy to do anything, I think happens to everybody, but it's the mindset uh that makes a difference. I know it's difficult, but lately, I'll say over the last year and a half, I haven't had very many days like that. It's been very rare, I'll be honest. And the reason is because
Okay.
one, as you know, I I I'm driven to like get this other startup I'm working on up and running to a point where I can, leave it on automated run. Like I don't have to be in there. That's my goal right now. So because
Mm-hmm.
I'm really, really driven to do that, and I want to accomplish at least a good chunk of that, I've set myself milestones for that little startup for this year and next year. So because I want to achieve these milestones, I've been really, really driven. Even if I'm tired, I'll at least force myself to somehow get up and at least send a few emails at the very least. But what is happening to me is on Saturdays, usually I'd be up and about at, just 8 o'clock. I'd go for a walk. I'd clean the apartment a little or do whatever else, like chores, or even meet up with friends or go for a hike or go for a drive or something.
Nice,
That
nice.
has gone down. So on Saturday, no, well, because I don't, I use the evenings as effectively and productively as possible during the week, even after work.
Mm-hmm.
My Saturdays have become a lot of Saturdays, not every Saturday, but a lot of the Saturdays. I cannot get myself out of bed till it's like 11 a.m. or even sometimes noon.
Oh,
I
and
just
then you
like I'll
start
be
feeling
awake.
bad that the day is half ruined, and then you feel like
Yeah, half gone.
you lost the start of the day, and then you're like
Exactly. And
chasing
I
your
feel like, oh man,
schedule,
I could
and
have done so much. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not like entirely sleeping or whatever. I'll just listen to a podcast, or I'll watch something on YouTube, or even sometimes even
Mm-hmm.
just watch a movie on my laptop in
Yeah.
bed. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, those Saturdays have become a lot more. That was
I
very rare.
see.
I would never do that. So it's not that I'm not a couch potato. I think everybody goes through it, and it's just the time and time of the week and the duration of me being a couch potato has moved entirely from weekdays to Saturday morning specifically.
It's
So
almost like you're combining your couch potato-ness in like one time block on a Saturday rather than spread it out throughout the week.
yeah,
Um,
because and it's sort of helping me because my mindset has become like what's happening now is like every time I have a tough week, I'm like, it's okay,
mhm.
Saturday is coming. Like my mind is all telling that to me automatically in the background. It's like, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's a tough week. There's a lot to be done, but Saturday morning is coming. Don't worry about it. Just go. Keep going. So
That's
in a
an
way it's good,
interesting take.
but in a way it's still not just a couch potato. I don't know what the word is, like bed potato. Like I don't even get out of bed on Saturday mornings anymore. So again, not all Saturday
That's an
mornings,
interesting
but
take,
most of
honestly.
them.
That's a very interesting
Yeah, so
take
I don't know
because
if I don't I'm really curious to see how other people deal with it. I agree with you. Every time you look on social media, I mean, I'm not, as you know, I'm not the most popular linked
you're
Instagram user,
horrible
or
on social media. You don't
I
exist.
I
That's the thing.
just
You're
I
not on social
hate
media.
social media. I used to
I
be
can
on
see it.
every single platform, and in 2012 I had deleted all my accounts, and everything you're seeing now is like new. I started that like 2 years ago thinking I would need it for my little startup. That's the only reason I do
It
it,
was
even LinkedIn for that matter. But as you know, I'm not big on social media, but uh, I agree with you. Every time you look on some there, you all these like freaking influencers, they're all like, yeah, it feels like they have like 48 hours in a single day and they're able to accomplish everything, which we all know is total bullshit. They just put their best self out there to make
Mhm.
it seem like it. not even Elon Musk is like that. I'm sorry, but it's nobody's like
I
that.
get it, but it's when you keep seeing it again and again, even if you keep telling yourself
Yeah.
that it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, your brain starts associating certain images. And what I was
No,
trying to
but
say,
my
yeah, go ahead.
go on. No, no, go on.
No, I was what about to say is also about doing it slightly different. I really kind of appreciate your method of somehow blocking your Saturday morning, even if it's voluntarily or not, for laziness. Because for me,
Yeah.
what happens quite frequently is I'll have a tough day. I'll get home and I'll just feel the need to lie on the couch for a bit and just not make any decisions, not think, or not take responsibility for something for a bit. Because I feel like, I've
Mm.
been hustling or bossing or faking it till I make it throughout the day for so long.
Yeah.
And I just need like a few minutes of brain reset, and then those few
Yeah.
minutes get expanded into a lot more
It's
because,
3 hours. Yeah.
Instagram is addictive. But also
Yeah.
another thing that I
Yeah.
realized for me, it's a lot harder to focus on my hobbies and enjoy my hobbies if I have other stressful things going on in my life at that moment. And I'll give an example. I started to enjoy beginning of this year going to the gym, and I was going quite regularly,
Mm.
and I could start seeing
Mm.
the results in the mirror. So, it was that good sign when you finally know what you're going for. And
Mm.
then the gym had to close down for a couple of weeks for refurbishments, renovations, whatever. That
And that
happened in
breaks your
April.
cycle.
Since then, because I had to buy a new car, I was a bit stressed figuring out how I was gonna cover it up, and then that car started fucking up and burning oil, chugging oil, spilling oil. I was so
Mm.
stressed about that. I didn't feel like getting out of the, once I went back home, I didn't feel like getting
Mm.
out of the house, mainly because it would have involved driving to the gym. But
Yeah.
I didn't feel like pursuing my hobbies like cycling, running, going to the gym because I was just too anxious and burned up by the additional stress that was going on in my life. And it's
I,
only now that things are looking better that I'm finding the energy again at the end of the day to be excited about stuff, like thinking about what I'm gonna do with
mm.
my bike once I have the license, thinking about video editing and photography, thinking about all sorts of other things. It's only now that I'm
Mm.
feeling that fire being rekindled and that spark coming back. But I had a
Mm.
solid 2 months where I was just a husk of a human, I was going to work, I was coming back, I was being a couch potato, and maybe sending some reels to some friends back and forth. And that was it.
Yeah. I don't think you're alone in this, though. I mean, that's exactly the goal of this podcast, and that's exactly like that's the crux of like having a corporate life, like to see if people are going through the same thing and to see how we can get out of this. So, I think what ends up happening is for most people, it's it's the drive. I mean, this is just my thought.
Mm-hmm.
There's this online test, or there's this online group called the Kolbe, Kolbe. We can put that in the link somewhere if you want. Um,
Okay.
they do a test, like these like personality tests, like the Briggs Myers test or something. It's
Yeah, yeah.
similar to that, but it tells you like there's it also divides people into four categories, and everybody has different things, and it's more about like what comes naturally to you. You know what I mean? It sort of breaks it down very nicely. It's like, okay, you have 100 units of energy in every day. Every morning when you get up,
Mm-hmm.
assuming you wake up fresh and nice, everybody has the same 100 units of energy. But some people are really good at like paperwork and like detail oriented work where they read through every single bullet point and like understand everything, and like they're super detailed and organized, and that comes to them naturally. And doing that sort of work, they barely feel their energy lost. Some
Yeah.
people are really good with like people, like managing people and that sort of thing. And if they're doing that, then that 100 units of energy barely gets used because it comes naturally to them. So I think it's about like having a corporate job, I don't think obviously it's for everybody. Let's be honest. A lot of people
Oh
just
yeah.
have a jobs because they need to pay bills, they need to support their family, they need to put food on the table. So
Hmm.
if it doesn't come naturally to you, whatever tasks you need to do in your corporate job on that particular day, that's when you get that's when you feel you're most drained. Like that's when you come back in the evening
Oh
and
yeah,
become a couch
that
potato,
makes total sense. Yeah.
right?
And
So I suggest, I mean, everybody should do this. I mean, the only thing is, unfortunately, you have to, I think, pay for this test, but it's very detailed and it's very useful. I did this once, like 2 years ago.
okay.
So, so that's and I strongly believe that, and I can see that as well in people. Like I can see that in my coworkers, in my boss, whoever else. So it's about finding what comes naturally to you, and then what doesn't come naturally. It's about being smart how you get that job done, because we all have to do stuff that where stuff doesn't come naturally to you.
That's
So it's
me
about
80% of the time
being
at
smart.
work.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that it's not just you. I would say that it's a lot of people,
Uh,
like
And
millions and millions
actually,
of people around the
can
world.
I make
So,
a very out of the blue admission here? Because you're talking about what comes naturally to us and stuff. And
yeah,
I know this is gonna make me sound like a massive nerd, and we're gonna lose our one or the additional listeners with this. But you know what
yeah.
I find really relaxing to do on a Saturday morning or afternoon or something, and what really helps me relax surprisingly a lot?
What is it?
Literally organizing my
What?
bookmarks on my personal laptop, like going through the web pages or like creating a little Excel spreadsheet where I need to do pros and cons, like when I was deciding on what bike to get and stuff, like organizing a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
Excel
yeah.
spreadsheet and just organizing bookmarks and shit. Like that's my therapy session. Like that's how I feel like I'm being productive without actually draining my energy.
Well,
That's the kind of
then
corporate
do
wreck that I am.
well then. I mean, just to help you, try next time you're feeling like a couch potato. I mean, I'm no
Mhm.
therapist, but maybe just do more of that instead
Yes,
of.
guys,
I
this
mean,
is
I know
not
it's
professional
difficult to get
advice, by
off.
the way.
Yes, yeah, to our 2.5 listeners, this is not professional advice. This is just two guys
Two
just
idiots talking shit.
idiots speaking. Yeah, exactly. So, no, but seriously though, but maybe do that, Bogdan. Like, I don't know. If that is what makes you feel calm, then do that instead of scrolling Instagram. I know it's easier said than done, but try it.
Uh, It's
Try it
also
for
the issue
five
that
minutes, see what happens.
I sometimes run out of bookmarks to organize, and then I just feel sad. Uh,
Well, I'll give you mine if you want. I'll
great.
give you my login. You can go in there and organize my shit. Feel free.
I'll just become a
Knock yourself
bookmarks
out,
bitch or
Bogdan.
something, just like toss around organizing bookmarks for people.
I think we found your startup idea for you, Bogdan, organizing people's bookmark.
Yeah, I'll create a new website, onlybookmarks.com.
Anyway, but no, that's yeah, this is a good talk though. Like, just try that. That would be my
I'll
recommendation
give it
to
a
you.
go. I'll give it a go. At the moment, like I said, even though this week has been one of the most packed and challenging weeks I had in the corporate world in a long time because of the
Mm,
nature of the responsibilities and the topics flying around, I somehow
mm,
came home and yeah, there were 1 or 2 days where I felt like, okay, that's enough's enough. And honestly, on Friday, I logged off at 2:30 p.m. and I was like, enough of this shit. I'll see you all on Tuesday. I'm out of it.
mm,
But there
mm,
were a few days when I came back home and I was like, well, that was tough. Let's talk motorcycles now. And I was
mm.
just happily doing my hobbies and, enjoying life. So
Nice.
there is a possibility, even when times are tough. I think if you have something that really excites you so much that's out of the corporate zone altogether, I think you can still
Yeah,
find the energy and enjoy it. But also, I feel
agreed.
like
It's all
if you
about
have
priority and
days,
mindset.
Yeah, but like you said, it's perfectly fine if you want to be a couch potato and just be lazy. Screw those influencers. You don't have to go to the gym every single day and run a marathon every week
No,
of
fuck.
your life.
Yeah,
Just
fuck
yeah,
that.
screw that.
We don't have to. I absolutely agree with you. And we all know they're all faking it anyway. All of them.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
care what
Just
you say.
order
I'm
your
sure there
Burger
are
King,
some nice
order your
tips, but
McNuggets,
yeah,
and enjoy life with a bucket of ice cream at 8 p.m.
exactly. Seriously.
You're an adult,
There
not
is
no one else
absolutely
to tell
nothing
you not
wrong
to do
with
it.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no, I completely agree with that. Like 800%. Uh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Nice.
so we solved the energy outside of work
We
topic.
solved, yeah, exactly. We solved what's next. I mean,
Hmm.
at this rate, Bogdan, I think we'll solve all of the world's problem in the next few weeks.
I'm sure we can create some more for the show. That's fine. I think we are the problem.
I don't know about that, but yeah. All right, shall we go to our final section?
Yeah, yeah. Let's bring back the automotive part of it.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Okay.
and I
What?
think this one ties in really well with today's episode because I mean I know a lot of people like to say that they enjoy relaxing by going out for a drive. And after a busy day
Yeah.
of work, they say, "Oh, I love to take the car out for a drive and relax." Me
Mm,
personally, I love driving and it does relax me. The one thing I can't do is just drive around the city aimlessly. Like, I need to be going somewhere to enjoy the ride. Like, I cannot
mm,
just hop on the behind the wheel at 8 p.m. or something like that to be like, oh, I'm just gonna cruise around, see the city. No, no, I need a purpose. I need to be going somewhere. I need to be on a mission to
mm.
enjoy my time. So,
I can understand that,
as
but I'm the other way. I'm the other way. Like I can literally get into the car, just start driving. I don't drive inside the city. I make it a point not to drive inside the city because it's just if you're inside the city, you're always looking for, oh, am I gonna run over that bicycle? Am I gonna hit somebody? Oh, I need to stop for the lights. No, I find
Mhm.
like back roads and a little bit of the autobahn and go for like a 2 hour, 3 hour drive and just yeah, that
Do
really
you
helps
have
me.
like a
I
set
not
route in mind? Like, do you have like a
no no no
kind of
no
a loop in mind, or do you
no
just wing it?
no. I just start driving. I just wing it. I don't turn on the navigation. I put the map on so I know which general direction I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see like the town names or whatever that's coming up next or whatever. But
Yeah.
I also see like the back roads where usually there are no cars, and that's about it. In fact, I went for a drive yesterday evening,
Okay.
and for about 1.5 hours, just back roads in southwest Germany. Just it was
Living the
nice,
good
yeah.
life. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Well, I also went for a drive yesterday, but again, I had a destination in mind. It just happened that the route was
Okay,
very, very scenic. But
yeah.
let's start from that. Which car would you rather be cruising in today, Adi? Just aimlessly driving, not even going to work. You're just enjoying life, living your best time, just cruising around, music in the ear or exhaust in the ear, and just enjoying it.
Mm.
What would you be into? And no, not stuck on the autobahn this time. You're driving, you're enjoying it. What would it be
If
for
I'm
you?
actually genuinely enjoying it, this is one of my all-time favorite cars. Not my absolute favorite, but like I would say top five of all
Okay.
times. I would like to be in a Ferrari F430 from the early
Ooh.
2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably a black or a dark blue with
Ooh, that dark blue screamed executive. Like that's a
yeah,
sexy one.
with like not a beige, but like a clay, reddish clay interior. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I because the reason why I really like that car is because I was doing some research a long time ago and I found out um, it is one of, if not the most fastest revving V8. Not the highest revving, but the fastest revving, as in it'll get to 0 RPM or 100 RPM to whatever the top line. I think it's close to 9,000 RPM, that car. I think it's
Okay.
8,250. Sorry. Um, that car revs the fastest, one of the fastest in the world to, from low RPMs to high RPM. Not the
Nice.
highest revving, but the fastest revving. So, and that flat crank V8 sound, I absolutely love. I absolutely love it. And that's what I would be driving in. Not a convertible, just a coupe.
Okay.
Um, yeah. If I'm genuinely, no, we're talking like the Holy Trinity: no traffic, open roads, wonderful scenery, uh,
Mm-hmm.
curvy, nice, bendy roads, wonderful scenery. If that is what we're talking about, that's the
Yeah.
car I would want to be in today.
Nice. Yeah. I can totally get behind that. And it
How
is a
about you?
very, very stylish car. For me,
It is,
since you
yeah.
mentioned one of your, top five favorite cars, that just brought to
Mm.
mind one of mine, which I never had
Mm.
the chance of driving it, obviously, but I would really, really like the chance to one day. And that
Mm.
would be an aerial atom. Like,
Oh,
just that stupid concept of a supercharged or turbocharged go-kart that just blasts wind in your face. I just like the idea, and for a hot or summer-ish day, if we're talking twisty roads, forests, whatever, just trashing it around,
yeah,
I feel like I would
yeah,
love to give that aerial atom a go, because
yeah,
yeah, then it's just wind in your helmet, because you probably need a helmet to properly drive it, because you don't really
yeah,
get a windshield
yeah.
with that.
Oh, or
Um,
your face will become a pancake at the end of the drive.
as our Lord and Savior Jeremy Clarkson demonstrated many years ago, yes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
And James May, I think they were on it too. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. So that's what I would be trashing around the curvy roads if I have the chance.
I,
No
if I
radio,
had
no
extra
nothing, just
money, exactly, just drive. Yeah,
yeah.
just you, the engine sound, and the road. Yeah. I would actually, if I had extra money, I would park my money with Ariel Atom. I like that car as well. It's not my top five or anything, but it's definitely up there.
Nice. Yeah, well, let's see if we can grow the podcast and then maybe make it as a company car or something.
Yeah,
We can
the
have a
the
full
the
car
two
that's
and
an
a
aerial
half
atom.
listeners we have, please spread the word. We request you so that
It,
Bogdan and I can get Ariel Atoms. It's
Either spread the
we
word
know
or just pay up a shit ton
we
of money.
understand it's very selfish. Yeah, exactly. We understand it's very selfish, but we will let you have a go once or twice. That's it. But yeah, we
No,
need the Ariel Atom. Please spread the word.
no sharing, no sharing. Just
No
spread the
sharing.
word. We're not.
I'll share.
No, no.
I'll let them have a go once or twice. That's it.
Okay, fine. You do it, but at least I'm being honest. This is very selfish, just
No,
for
that's
us.
fair.
Send us money.
Yes.
We want to drive an aerial atom.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Or we need to get Ariel Atom to sponsor these episodes.
I think it's easier to just convince a few thousand people to send us money than do that, but sure.
On that note,
On that
on
note,
that note, I think we can
Adi,
close.
last week you forgot to say your favorite catchphrase.
I know. I was very happy about not saying my favorite catchphrase, and I was
You,
also super happy that you didn't remember. So,
yeah,
damn
but
it! Now I have to do
we're
it.
not gonna drive an aerial atom if you don't say the catchphrase, my friend. So please, for the
But
sake of the aerial atom,
instead of the catchphrase, I'm giving like proper reasoning as to why people need to spread the word for us, and that should be enough. All
no,
right,
no,
fine,
no,
I'll
come
do
on.
it. Anyway, um, thank you so much for listening to our shenanigans and shit show this week. Please
Indeed.
comment, like, and subscribe and
Yes,
share.
please. Yes, please. You can find us on Instagram at Corporate Pistons, on YouTube at Corporate Pistons, and
We're
well,
also
that
on
on
Apple
every
Podcasts,
Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever else you might want to find us, you can probably find
Amazon, I
us.
think as well. Yeah. Hmm.
Amazon, your local gas station, your favorite supermarket, we are there. So thank you
We
very
are
much
there.
for listening to us, and we will be
And
back with
have
more
a
shenanigans soon.
next week. Yes.
Indeed. Have a
Thanks
good
so
day,
much,
everyone.
Bogdan.
Bye bye.
Right back.